Almost seems inevitable. With good weather comes solicitors knocking on our door. More than likely, they're looking to scam us. This summer, no exception. Here to talk about what to do if one of those solicitors shows up at your door, Omaha Police Detective Rick Belik. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks.
Is this worse than it is? About the same? How do you gauge this?
Kind of goes in waves. We're just on kind of one of those waves right now where we got a group of solicitors that are out there. They're being very aggressive, not taking no for an answer. In some ways, even trying to kind of force their way into the entryway of the house. I just kind of wanted to come on here and remind people that it's okay to say no to these people. Firmly say no, shut the door, and call 911. Give us an opportunity to come out and at least investigate it. If they have a proper solicitor's permit, we can talk to them about maybe their behavior a little bit. But if they don't have a solicitor's permit, if they're not following the rules, give us a chance to see if we might need to make an arrest.
Should we even get into that argument if they're at our door? Let me see your permit. What are you really doing? Or
you kind of gauge it by what the person's acting like.
Probably you can just kind of tell.
You can you can tell pretty quick. It's probably better just to firmly say no, I'm not interested, and shut the door. Don't get into any debate. They'll say stuff like, well, don't you want to help me out because I get points to go to college, I get points to go to Europe, I get points for everything that I sell. They're kind of trying to turn the argument around in their favor. Right. Don't even get into the argument. Just firmly say no and shut the door.
Some of the things too that they're selling are just weird combinations. That's a big red flag. We had somebody in our neighborhood that was selling like combination of chocolate bars and beef jerky. And you're kind of like,
okay,
yeah, it doesn't really fit. And I think some people think like, well, maybe you could just I'll give you some money, just kind of go away. And
sure, and in some cases, they're even giving checks to these people to get them to go away, and then they're finding out later that their checks are being written over, and the amount isn't the same. It's much higher, so they're actually doing some forgeries on top of this type of activity.
We often hear, too, that, come on, you guys have shootings, you have other things that are clearly more important than this kind of a thing. And a lot of people think, like, I don't want to bother you by calling 911.
That is, and I appreciate that, but this, that's the only way that we as police officers get dispatch is by people calling 911. 911 is our dispatch center, so let the 911 operator make that call, make that determination. Hey, we just don't have the officers available right now, so we're not going to send them. We're going to have to put that at a little bit lower priority. If they have the higher priority calls, they will make that call, and they will send the officer to the higher priority call. But if we're in the area and we can help kind of stop this, because, nobody wants to be disturbed in their house by these type of people,
right.
So, yeah, by all means, please call 911. Let us know.
And as we were talking during one of the previous stories, it sets a public record, too, by calling 911. Now there is an address or a neighborhood and
sure.
kind of some actions, and if there's a pattern, then you guys are now aware of it.
Exactly.
Detective?